Hello everyone, Miss Carrie here from Miss Carrie's Creations with another design team project for Bramble Fox. Today I'm going to be creating a layout with some perspectives from the new wildlife collection. There are some adorable new ribbons, animals, phrases, and paper snips that I plan on sharing with you today. Here is a close-up of those new perspectives. Last week, I shared a summer layout with the sloths and a title from this collection. And today, I have some photos of our trip to the zoo. So I have pulled out some more of the wildlife collection for my page. I also have some adorable pattern papers and stickers from Simple Stories that I'll be using. I like all the patterns and colors in this collection and how well they go with these perspectives. I will be creating a grid layout today, so I have printed my photos a little smaller than usual. I took quite a few photos the day we went to the zoo, and I wanted to be able to show them all on a page. So I sized each photo to 2 inches by 1.5 inches and printed them out on my little Epson. I have already cut down my pattern papers, and I'm laying out the grid for my photos. The background paper is one that I found in my stash, and it's not part of the Simple Stories collection, but it does go well with the other elements. I do want to create a nice balance with the colors in the photos and spread out the photos of the people and animals on the page. Our daughter was recently hired in the education department at the zoo, and we've been wanting to visit her at work. We hadn't been to the zoo since our own children were little, so it was nice to experience it from another perspective and see all of the things that had changed. So you can see here that I'm trying to figure out how I want to lay out this grid pattern. I have photos that are both vertical and horizontal, and I'm trying to place these in a formation that creates balance and interest. The photos with similar colors are being spaced apart, and I'm working on forming visual triangles with those. Now that I have a basic idea of where I want the photos to go, I can think about the other elements I want to add. With a grid design, you don't always have room for a lot of journaling unless you plan ahead. I had decided ahead of time that I wanted to add mine in some hidden pockets with tags. Some of those tags are going to be adhered in place, and 2 of them will be pullouts that I'll use for my journaling. So I've gone ahead and laid out all the items on my page, and I'm going to adhere a few of the elements in place. I want to add a little white to the edges of the papers, so I'm going to use a sanding block on all of the sides. These papers have a childlike feel to them, but we didn't have any littles with us that day, so sanding the paper is going to give them a more distressed look and soften those bright colors to fit more of a grown-up look that I want to add to the page. Before I adhere the main portion of the page, I want to measure where my pockets need to be for my tags. I always build pockets for journaling tags so that they stay in place. These are just simple pieces of cardstock that I adhere in place with double-sided tape. I also have some pocket dies that I use occasionally, and I like using those when I have larger tags that I'm going to be placing in my layout. After the pockets are in place, I can slide the tags in and add the other tag toppers. I did cut the bases off of the other tags so that I could save them for another project and lessen the bulk behind this main paper. I'm going to go add a little stitching to my layout, and then I'll come back and add all of those fun embellishments. At the base of the page, I added some ribbon. I did not realize how much ribbon came in this package. I was able to go across my page with pleating, and I still have plenty of ribbon left over for a few other projects. I've also added some stitching down the right side of the page, and I've gone ahead and adhered my photos in place. The ones with the people, I popped up on some foam tape to highlight them a little bit more. Now I'm going to put together the title. I want to use the zoo perspective with this adventure sticker. but the word zoo is not standing out as much as I would like. So I've gone ahead and cut a partial circle from one of the tags that I trimmed down, and I'm going to tuck this behind that perspective. I also want to add a little animal here. I was debating on the giraffe, but it seems to be facing the wrong direction, so I'm going to add the elephant instead. Behind the word zoo, I'm going to tuck the flower and adhere all these items in place. I'm keeping this on the simple side because there are so many photos on this layout, I don't want to overwhelm the page. At the base of the layout, I'm going to add a little sign, a zebra, and some flowers. On the sign, it says lions, tigers, bears, fun. So you could use this sign for all kinds of different pages that you create. The flower clusters I'm choosing here are going to match the tag colors and some of the other flowers on the layout. I like to repeat patterns and colors on my pages because I think it helps to bring balance to a layout. I'm going to bring in a few paper snips to this layout. I love using little phrases on my pages to help tell the story. I have cut out the words best ever, explore, and snapshot from the black and white phrases. The black color matches the black perspective I chose for the title, and it adds a little interest to the layout. I've also added a few light blue dots to the page, and now I'm going to finish off the layout with some adhesive brads. So here is that finished grid design I created to record our memories of visiting our daughter while she was working at the zoo. I love how many photos this grid design allowed me to fit on the page. I kept the title and embellishment clusters simple with a few wildlife perspectives and paper snips, which I layered onto the page with some stickers from a Simple Stories collection. At the top, I do have a couple of tags, and I'll be adding some journaling to these later on. Grid pages are a simple, easy way to add an overview of a vacation, a trip, or a snapshot in the day of your life. I love those little clusters with the wildlife perspectives and stickers. These create such sweet little scenes on this page, and I can't wait to share more of this wildlife collection with you next week. Thank you for joining me for another scrapbook project. If you would like to see more of my creations, you can visit my channel or follow Miss Carrie's Creations online. If you have any questions about this project or the supplies listed below, feel free to leave me a comment. I hope that you have a wonderful week, and I can't wait to see what you create.